Clap, 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 clap. Well, hello, friends. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording. And what in front of... Wow. Great. Off to a great start. Hi, my name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording. I just had my first COVID vaccine. I've tried to start this video like 5 times, and I keep on saying the wrong thing, and I don't know if the two are related, but I feel great. And today we're talking about Mutable Instruments Elements. I just got this because I am a huge fan of physical modeling, and I love rings, and I love Surface by Qubit. And I'm like, all right, well, there's not a lot of other physical modelers out there for eurorack, except for this one. I went for the big one, the original MI one, because I really like Emily's sort of attention to detail and layout and aesthetics. And also I wanted to put them all in the same rack and have fun with them. So this is a little focus rack I put together. I've been making some stuff that's on my second channel. You can go check out No Talking demos of what I've been doing with this. It's been a lot of fun. And I just want to talk to you about Elements. It's wild. So what is Elements? Well, it's a modal synthesizer. So Rings does resonation modeling. This does modal modeling to achieve physical modeling stuff. And we have 3 sort of modelers, 3 sort of modes here. We have a bow, a blow, which is sort of like a flute thing, and then strike, which is sort of like a strike and membrane kind of thing. It does sound similar to Rings, but still very different. And we're just going to patch some stuff and listen to it because, man, this thing can get fucking crazy. So I have a little single trigger coming out of Pam's here, going into Plaits, which is acting as our kick drum. Nothing else is patched up at the moment. We will be adding some effects and stuff later. Let's just get to it, okay? All right, so nothing's coming out of Elements right now, and that's because all 3 of these are turned down. I'd like to start off with strike. Okay, so doesn't sound like much, right? Well, let's turn up dampening. And all of a sudden, we have what I would consider a pretty damn good sounding bass. I personally love physical modeling for all kinds of main synth sounds in my patches because there's a certain quality to it that's just kind of unique and punchy, and I don't know, it's just the way that there's something about the transience of physical instruments and the resonation of their chambers that I really, really like for sounds. So what's really cool about this is you hear it just went stereo, right? Well, we have a little bit of control over that with the space thing. Let me turn down space. Now you can hear the strike on the left and that big bass sound on the right. But I like to have space. Right about there for right now. Strike has these controls right here that are color-coded with it, and Mallet does some amazing stuff. This switches between the actual strike, the mallet itself, and it can get really crazy. So right now we're hearing sort of a single, relatively percussive, normal thing, but over here we get like rolls. That will happen as long as the gate is open. So I'm using the chaos to sequence this right now, and I can turn down the width of my gate. And you'll hear with the gate super, super low, super, super quick, we do not hear those sort of flams. As I open up the gate, we get that. So instant sort of like rhythm, which is pretty damn cool. Over here, you can hear those, what I assume to be sampled strikes. Really cool. And then we have control over the timbre of those strikes. So you can definitely hear what sounds like the sample being manipulated from a pitch perspective, right? Let's go ahead and put an LFO into one of these and play with the other one manually so we can kind of get a sense of how they work together. I'm going to grab a channel out of Maestro and put it into, let's see, Mallet. And I'm going to turn Mallet all the way down. And you can already hear that we're getting a pretty cool little loop from it. I've been really wanting to patch just Elements to see how far I can take it with Maestro. I think it's going to get pretty wild. So now adjusting the attenuator, and by God, thank you for putting attenuators for all these on here. We can get the range for the mallet modification just in that sampled range. So let's listen to what timbre does now. Pretty damn cool, right? And we can go fully to just that initial transient with dampening down. Let's see if it's time to bring in this other modulation I created with Maestro. I have the first channel set in an alternate rhythm, and I liked putting this into dampening. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I feel like you could probably make just some wild-ass techno with elements. Okay, we have some other controls. These controls, all three here, have an effect on the sound as well. This is position. That's wild. So strength will augment the signal according to its input, and we just gave it like a fake sidechain, and now we have instant pumping, which is pretty goddamn cool. By the way, we are only playing with strike so far. Like, it's really cool. All right, let's play with brightness and geometry. If I remember correctly from the manual, these are sort of like our generators, and they get fed into the resonator, which is over here. So some of the controls here are not dissimilar to what we have in rings, and some of the effects are not dissimilar. Like in rings, when it's in, I believe, green mode, we, with the structure knob, can get something that doesn't sound dissimilar to what geometry is doing. So we can get like more inharmonic sort of marimba kind of sounds, or like steel drums. One of the things I really, really appreciate about Elements is the fact that you can adapt the controls in such a way where you can go from just basically having a upper end percussive element like this to having tone. And I think that's really, really important in a modular sort of thing that you want to perform with, because it gives you a huge range of ability, like dynamics in your performances, which is really, really cool. Okay, I think we've talked enough about strike. Let's turn it down for right now. And let's listen to some of the other ones. Over here, we have contour, which is basically an envelope. I'm not gonna really have an effect on this because you can see the line goes to bow and blow. Let's take our timing down. And let's take our strength modifier and our dampening modifier out for right now. I guess we'll leave our mallet in because we're not hearing that right now. So not really hear anything from bow, are we? There we go. So quick envelope over here. If we take our gate width down, we'll hear a little bit of release on this, because it does indeed have sort of an ADSR. All right, so timbre control here, and then these over here have the same effects. This is being passed into here. What's really interesting about Elements is how it really exposes the concept of the modal resonator, or whatever this section is. On the left right now, we can hear the noise that's being sent to this section. But it's much more interesting if we go like this. Gotta be careful with Elements. The resonator can get pretty nutso. Lots of variety to be had here. Let's go ahead and look at blow. Get our gate somewhere around there. Time's fine there. We'll unplug these for right now. Blow, as you might assume. Kind of sounds like a flute. You can hear that breathiness. There's our white noise on the left, resonator on the right, so you can hear what's going on. This will give us a chance to talk about flow. Flow is airflow. So you can hear on the left how that blowing sound that's being fed to the resonator changes. And it changes our timbre on the resonator. This is sort of a filter. So let's get these both modulated and hear what happens to our signal. Remember, that our resonator will still affect what's happening over here. So we create the signal being fed to the resonator, and then we can, have a good time with it. Let's go ahead and play with that a little bit more. physical modeling is really fun, and Elements, I'm just scratching the surface of it, but I really like it in a beat-oriented way. It's a very awesome, complex voice. Check out the videos on my second channel if you want to hear some other things, some really fun ones. I think the 4 on the floor one is my favorite, but I try to do ambient, IDM, and 4 on the floor just to really see how it felt. And I'm loving this little focus track. Hopefully I'll be able to get a beads in here soon and have just a ton of mutable instruments all in one place. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you, Emily. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for Modular. Seriously. Thank you.